The year is 2020. There's a worldwide pandemic, wildfires in Australia, a surprising lack of toilet paper, riots over racial injustice, wildfires in California, and all of your favorite YouTubers and streamers were playing a little game called Among Us. If you were living under a rock in 2020, this game pitted friends against friends in the ultimate test of trust. You and your friends are playing as crewmates, and you work on tasks on a space station, but one or more of them would be secretly trying to kill the rest of you. That makes them the imposter. It was surprisingly really fun and soared the Steam charts once big YouTubers and streamers got into some lobbies together. But this game came with a few weird quips if you wanted a smooth experience without having to type all of your thoughts into the game chat. Typically, you'd have to get all your friends into a Discord call or a Discord server, and when the game starts, you would mute and deafen yourselves. And then whenever there was a meeting or after the match, you would undeafen and yell at each other. Since then, there have been a few attempts at trying to recreate this experience, but none have really gained a whole lot of success. But maybe we have a winner.
This is what happened. Let me explain what happened, please.
Good call. Good call.
Yep, this is Among Us, but with guns, ray tracing, and proximity voice chat. Lockdown Protocol is still in very early access, and there are still things in the menus that are disabled like customization. So you get a random roll of spacesuit color, ethnicity, and eye style when you join a game. You can make private games, or you can join a public game up to 8 players. You can also set custom rules like how many dissonant or imposters there are, how many tasks to do, and the max number of each of those tasks. At the moment, Lockdown Protocol only has one map, and that map has 8 tasks that can be done in various places on the map. And those tasks include alimentations, which requires recharging a battery and then fitting the right fuses to go from one color to another. Then there's pressure, which involves trying to find the right combination and order of pressure canisters before turning on the pressure machine. If it's wrong, it will explode and kill anyone within line of sight. And if the pressure canister gets blasted off of the machine, then that just means that it needs a higher number canister in that spot. Vents require unscrewing the filter lock from the vent and taking that filter to the cleaning station, reinserting the filter into the vent and screwing the locks back into place. Pizza sushi is one of the most difficult tasks in my opinion. It requires checking the orders on the tables of the restaurant, finding the right rice that you need, putting that rice in the rice cooker, filling a canister with that rice, and then starting the pizza sushi machine by deploying a layer of seaweed and then inserting that rice canister and deploying the rice, and then getting a fish from the tank and inserting the fish into the machine and deploying the fish, and then going to the analysis wing to get the flour, and then inserting that flour and deploying that, and then finally deploying a box and delivering the pizza sushi to the table. Delivery is probably the easiest as long as somebody isn't hiding the packages, or in our case, pre-hiding the packages.
I hit so many packages, Precious.
Bless.
I hit so many of them.
But you look at the logo on the package, and then you put it in the receptacle that shares that logo. Now, it can be in the room with the same logo, but sometimes it's in a room near that room. Computers can be frustrating if you have really bad RNG. But you go to the yellow computer rooms and you check the computers. If they have an active task, it will be pretty obvious to you. And then you want to hit the blue Y button. And that sends the file to the respective room. If it fails to send, you will need to hit Y again. Sometimes this can happen 3 to 10 times. It can be a very long time before it actually sends. Once it sends the file, you go to that respective room and you accept the file by hitting Y again. This can also fail, and then sometimes fail to receive, and then you have to go back to the original room and send it again, which can also fail. But if you send it to the room and then send it back successfully, then the computer will say success on both of them. Analysis, you need lots of canisters for this, and hopefully you don't have analysis and pizza sushi on your task list because they both require canisters. But you get the color of the flour based off of the first letter of the name. You grab the flour by holding the canister in your hand and left-clicking on that flour. You bring it back to the room, you put it in the processor, and then deposit the final product. Or you might need to combine 2 of the process plants and deposit that final product instead. Scanner is best with 2 people, but it can be done solo. One person stands in the middle of the scanner and one person tells them where to look based off of this monitor. The person watching the screen needs to direct the other player by saying up, down, left, or right to hit all of these dots to complete the task. Now, what if you are the imposter, or in this game it's called the dissonant? You can still complete tasks to stay undercover, which is something you couldn't do in Among Us. But you can also sabotage those tasks as well. You can hide the packages so they can't find them to deliver them. You can put the wrong rice in a container for pizza sushi, causing people to have to take more time to complete the task by having to go clean out that container and then redo the rice. You can hit no on the computers to fail them. Or you can hide screwdrivers or dirty filters to keep people from being able to complete the vent task. Or you can kill the employees by using one of the few weapons on the space station. Now these spawn randomly, and I've only seen about 3 to 4 guns per match and 1 knife. But anything that you hold in your hand can be used as a weapon. And in Lockdown Protocol, the employees only win if all the tasks are done before the time runs out. If the employees kill all of the dissonants, the game will still go on and they still need to complete the tasks. So if you are successful in sabotaging those tasks before you get yourself found out and killed, you can still win. Now, is this going to blow up just like Among Us did? And is it going to take the world by storm? Maybe, but realistically speaking, this game does have a much higher price tag at $10 and is only currently available on Steam. And we are not all locked in our houses, desperate for social activity like we were during the pandemic. Right now, Lockdown sits at a 94% very positive rating on Steam and currently neck and neck with Among Us in its previous 24-hour peak player counts. The Steam chart also looks strangely familiar. This is the current state of Lockdown Protocol, and this is the chart for Among Us just 1 month before hitting its 447,000 peak player count. So time will only tell if history will repeat itself. Now this is not a game that I can see myself playing for hundreds of hours, but it definitely makes a very fun party game, and I strongly recommend Lockdown Protocol to those who can convince a group of friends to play with. And at a price point of $10 for a few hours of fun, it was a lot easier to convince a group than I thought it would be, and I'm really excited to see where this game goes after a few updates. With that being said, what is your favorite Among Us clone game? Let me know in the comments below. Have a great day, employees. Until next time.